What's up everyone, welcome back to the show. Today I am making up some more Algerian food. Algerian shakshuka. This is a different shakshuka than the one that I'm familiar with, which is this dish. I've made it before. But this one, I don't know. Also, it's spelled differently. Also, I don't even know if I'm calling this one correctly. I can't find any answers online. Is it pronounced differently? Is it chakhchoukha? Shakshuka? So I'm gonna leave the question out there for everybody. Is there two shakshukas? Am I saying this correctly? Everyone's gonna be able to answer all my burning questions down in the comments, I'm sure. So I'll just check those after this video is released. Anyway, what's going on today is it's like a thin flatbread that I gotta make from scratch. It's called Rugog. That's gonna be the base of my dish, and then on top there's like meat and chickpeas, vegetables, and then pour on a meat sauce. Sounds fantastic. Anyway, I gotta start with the flatbread, so I got lots to do. Silver Fox. So in my stand mixer with my trusty dough hook attachment, I'm gonna add in 1 cup of semolina flour, 1/3 cup of flour, all purpose, like a teaspoon of salt. So I have 1 cup of warm water that I'm gonna add in about half of it now. And let's start mixing this. Oh, before I mix it with the stand mixer, I'm gonna mix it with my hands just to get it all incorporated. Add in water gradually as this thing goes. Enough water till I see fit. Mix this for over 10 minutes. Okay, whatever. Smooth and elastic dough, which I think I got pretty close. Not bad, not great. Honestly, this could be a bit better. I think I'm just gonna do the rest by hand. Because I was trying to divide this recipe in 3, my measurements may have been a bit off, so I've been kind of recalibrating along the way. And I think I got there. It just took a little while and a little thinking outside the box. So I was adding flour and water along the way. This dough is now elastic and smooth. So I'm gonna add a little olive oil to my hands, make it into a ball shape, and then I'm gonna take off pieces the size of it says a tangerine, but this is more like a, no, this is a tangerine. It's a tangerine. Add them into a pan that's also been greased up. Now I only need a few of these, so this is gonna work out great. So I'm gonna cover this up with plastic wrap and let this hang out for no less than half an hour, maybe an hour. So everything I will need for today is in front of me. I've mise en place everything. So why don't I just introduce you to some of the ingredients that I'll be using for today's shakshuka. So starting off with lamb meat. This is 1 pound, 453 grams, 1 medium-sized onion, roughly chopped, blended up 2 fresh tomatoes. I need some tomato paste, 1 tablespoon of paprika. I'm gonna need around a cup of, this is chickpeas, 2 cloves of minced up garlic. This spice mix right here, when I combine all this, is gonna be called ras el hanout. It's very popular in North Africa. 1 teaspoon of salt, 1 teaspoon of ground cumin, 1 teaspoon of ground ginger, 1 teaspoon of turmeric, 3/4 teaspoon of fresh cracked pepper, half a teaspoon of white pepper, half a teaspoon of ground coriander, half a teaspoon of cayenne pepper, 3/4 teaspoon of cinnamon, it's half a teaspoon of allspice, half a teaspoon of nutmeg, 1/4 teaspoon of ground cloves. Ras el hanout. It's a lot of spices. Bowl me, please. And what I have to do is just combine all these. Hilariously, all I need is a teaspoon. Medium heat, use my braising dish. So I'm gonna add in about a tablespoon of olive oil. Onions go in, sweat them out, get these turning color. I'm gonna add the lamb in. So I wanna brown it a bit before I add anything else. In goes the minced garlic, paprika, around half a tablespoon of tomato paste, the ras el hanout. Add in some freshly cracked pepper and a little bit of salt. I cook this for like another 5 minutes. So over here, I'm gonna boil up some water. And I'm gonna need that in a few minutes. Next, in go the tomatoes. At this point I could add in my chickpeas, but since these came from a can, I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna wait for these. All right, so I am gonna throw in some spice here. This is a full jalapeno pepper. So now I'm gonna take my boiling water and I'm gonna cover everything. The meat, all. I don't have to put a cover on it, and I'm just gonna cook it like so, like on a simmer. I'm gonna turn it to simmer for 45 minutes to an hour. It's been over an hour, well over an hour, and my dough balls, I've seen better. But I gotta work with what I got, right? So why am I manhandling them? Take one, cover my hands with olive oil, and I'm gonna stretch this dough out. Oh, wait. Trying to make it as thin as possible, but this dough, my dough isn't great, so it's hard to get exactly what I'm aiming for here, honestly. Because my pieces are crappy enough and small enough, I'm just gonna use my cast iron skillet. I gotta heat this up. Try this again. Oil the hands up with olive oil, stretch the dough as much as I can, as thin as I can. It's gotta match the size of my cast iron skillet, so I gotta be careful with the size. Okay, that's not bad. I think I've improved a little bit. I can use this one, get rid of some of those holes though. Add this to my cast iron skillet. A little olive oil on top. Flip it. Okay, here's the thing. I know these don't look great. This looks like a 5-year-old did it. Yeah, I have to commit to what I've made here, and then for the next time I'll try to improve. That's all there is to it. This goes on top. Whoa, that is a lot of dough. Too much. Flip it over. Make sure that each side is getting cooked. Drizzle a little olive oil on top. Okay, so now with this, hello. I mean, it's not great, it's not bad, right? It's just kind of, it's bad, but it's serviceable. What I gotta do is tear it all up into pieces. This is around 40 minutes, I think. You can see that the sauce has reduced quite a bit, not as much as I was hoping, but I actually forgot about the chickpeas. So I'm gonna add the chickpeas in now. I need around a cup. Throw a little more salt in there. So I really want this to be a thicker sauce, so I'm gonna reduce this a bit more. I'm gonna turn the heat up to medium-high for like the final 10 minutes. Here is the torn off Rugog? Flatbread. Rugog, I believe. So I have this in a colander, and I'm gonna put it over some simmering water, and I need to steam this for 5 minutes. So firstly, I'm gonna add the steamed flatbread onto the bottom of my dish. The meat goes on top of the flatbread. And then the chickpeas and the sauce goes on top. Or around and on top. Some extra sauce on top. That ought to do it. Order up. I want to make sure that I'm getting a bit of everything on the fork for a bite. There we go. Okay, wow. Lamb was cooked perfectly, stewed in there long enough to like just, you bite into it, just comes right apart. It's a beautiful thing. The highlight for me was the sauce, just the flavors, the spices in that sauce. It was just a frenzy of spices. So, I mean, it's pretty close to a curry. I loved it. Comforting dish with that flatbread that's like acting like almost like a bed of rice, but it's like flatbread holding the dish up, propping it up, and it's really nice to have that sauce absorb into that. But I think you and I can both agree that my flatbread needs work, the Rugog, but I got away with it because it was just covered and you couldn't really see it, and it still tasted great. But yeah, so that was Algerian shakshuka, not to be confused with the other shakshuka. I think they're pronounced the exact same way, but if they're not, I'm sorry. But if they are, two different dishes, same name, both fantastic. I gotta give a special shout out to that jalapeno pepper. Adding that into that sauce was the perfect decision because it wasn't too spicy, but it added that spice that dish I think needed. I think it needed it. I brought a lot to the dish. That's it, that's all. I'll see you all in another episode, and I'll also come out with another Algerian episode very soon. Au revoir.